Ever since I started implementing the wave into my trading strategy, it has made me a lot more consistent. It basically brought me from having a 40, 50, sometimes 60% win rate to barely losing, having a 90% win rate since the beginning of April. And in January, February, and March, with my trading strategy, it was right over 80% of the time. In this video, I'm not only going to go over the wave and how it works, but I'm going to show you how I implement the wave into my trading strategy. If you are watching this video, make sure you leave a like. I would really appreciate it, and comment some feedback or any questions you have, and I'll try to respond to as many as possible. And last but not least, before I get into this trading strategy, I am live every single day inside of my Discord for free at 9 a.m. Eastern, going over my top watches, my SPY and QQQ levels, and my overall game plan for the week. Just click the link in the description. And also, wherever you're watching this from, make sure you are following, subscribing, and showing some love, and I'll keep making videos like this so you can stay updated every single day. All right, let's get into it. So every single day, and today's going to be a really good example of this, I always mark my first 15-minute candle high and my first 15-minute candle low. This is going to be for the New York session open. So that first 15-minute candle open, you want to mark the high here like I have here, and you're going to mark the low here at the bottom like I have here. Again, this is going to be on the 15-minute time frame. So I'm not taking a trade in the first 15-minute of New York open. Now, most people that are going to trade this strategy, which I call it the 15-minute opening range breakout, I'm sure many of you have heard it, they want to wait for a break in a 15-minute candle close to one side or the other. Now, you can play that strategy, and it does have a good win rate a lot of the times, but the way that I trade is completely different than any other trader on the platform. Instead of waiting for a direction of the market according to my 15-minute opening range, I am making sure that whatever direction we break out of this range in, it aligns with my wave. What is the wave? This is going to be on Flowtopia.co, a website that I have created for all retail traders to use the top tools and figure out where smart money is buying or selling contracts or anything else. For example, I use the wave tool, which is part of the Flowtopia platform. It is a beautiful tool that we use to indicate if buyers or sellers are winning in the market. You guys can see today, this is today's price action. Wave was showing calls heading up while puts were heading down or staying stagnant for most of the day. Now, with that being said, most people might see this and say, hey, if calls are beating puts, I'm going to go long, or I'm going to buy calls on whatever I'm trading, but that's just not the case. This is where the difference between me and everybody else comes in. Instead of just using one indication, whether it's the 15-minute opening range breakout or it's the wave indicator, I make sure that both align at the same time. If we are going to the upside and close on the 15-minute to the upside on the 15-minute opening range breakout strategy, I only take the upside position if calls are leading in the market. Vice versa with puts. If I'm looking for a break below this level here, this 15-minute opening range low, I have to make sure that puts, which is the opposite of what you're seeing here, are beating the call flow. If put flow is beating call flow, I'm going to have a bearish bias. So most people are going to look at this and say, hey, champ, if we break down all day today and see a trend day to the downside, what do you do if flow is showing or wave is showing in general that puts are beating calls in the market? The answer to that is that you're going to sit back and not take a trade. The biggest concept of trading that you can have an edge on every other trader is being able to stay away and be disciplined enough to not take a trade if your setup is not there. And again, I told you, my setup and win rate has been about 80 to 90%, even more the past few months, because I've been waiting for perfect A+ setups like this one here. Let me give you an example real quick and show you kind of how this works and how I align it with the wave in real time. So this is the replay tool, so I already know what happens, but I actually took this exact trade today and can show proof after I show you the trade. So the next candlestick, we can see where it goes. This is a 15-minute time frame. Now, the general rule of thumb when it comes to this strategy that most traders on the internet are showing you is they say if we get a 15-minute candle close below the 15-minute opening range, then we take shorts or puts. And for anybody wondering, I am trading the S&P 500 here. This is going to be SPY. The dollar sign and then SPY is going to be the ticker. And real quick, I use the wave indicator here on the right side to primarily trade QQQ and SPY, as well as NQ and ES if I want to correlate the futures aspect to the options. So let's get back to it. Once we break below, 99.9% of traders are going to enter a short position here and say, hey, this is a 15-minute opening range breakout. I am looking for a downside position. Whatever they want to do, here we go. Let's see what the next candle does. What happens? We see a move back into the range. And what kept us away from taking a trade there? You say, champ, you said everybody would take shorts there. Why didn't you take shorts? I didn't take shorts or any type of downside position or puts, whatever you want to say, because puts were going down all morning while calls were rising. The number one rule of thumb: if calls are going up and puts are going down, or calls are trading above puts according to the wave, I am not going to take a short position or any type of downside position. So what I did is I said, I'm not taking a trade there. I'm waiting for the real move. Let's take a look at what happens. The way that I trade this is if we see a move below the 15-minute opening range like we did here, if we see a fake out to the downside like we did here with a 15-minute close below, I am taking the trade once we get a 5-minute candle close, a 3-minute candle close, or you can just trade the break once we go in the opposite direction like we did here. Because what I tell everybody is a fake bearish move, a fake out bearish move is the most bullish move you can have. Vice versa, a fake out to the upside is the most bearish move you can have if you're looking for downside moves. So now that we have a 5-minute close above, you can go ahead and set your entry and stop loss accordingly, wherever you'd like to put it according to the wave. Again, I'm not looking for huge moves. I'm just looking for a nice trend that I can make about 500 to $1,000 a day, sometimes more if it's a better day, and take my profits and run. And as you can see, it was a perfect entry and a perfect move off of our 15-minute opening range, especially since we aligned it with our wave indicator. Just a little refresher here. You might say, why didn't you take puts down here? We broke below the range. Again, like I said, I would take puts there typically if I saw the wave indicator showing me that puts were gaining strength. In this instance, puts were going down since market opened. So if I see puts going down or staying stagnant around zero while the market's going down, I am going to take it as it is going to be a fake out move. And I don't know about you guys, but fake outs happen a lot in the market, and I'm trying to stay away from them as much as possible, and that's typically what ruins your win rate. Most accounts are blown because of fake out breakouts, fake out moves. Whenever we see a fake out to one direction, you start loading the boat and you see it goes in the opposite direction, you either average down or take a very fat loss. So again, we knew a fake out was coming because we saw calls beating puts. Now, let's say that we continued down. Again, my rule is that I wouldn't take a trade, but guess what? That rule saved me today because we saw the downside break. I stayed patient, stayed disciplined, waited for us to break the upside move. Once we broke that upside level, we took long positions and made a big chunk of change there, right under $1,000 today on 3 accounts, making that about $3,000. And if you want the proof, you can actually see inside of my VIP Discord, I alerted the SPY calls at 9:18 a.m. Central Time. If you can go ahead and correlate that to the market as you want. And you can see that I went ahead and took some profits at 20-30%. We hit that 34% and sold most of my gains there. And these ended up running for right at 50% per contract. And as you can see, I posted another picture showing you my entire monthly P&L for only the past 4 trading days. This is 4 total trading days for the month, and we're already up $5,000 on this account, and there's actually 3 accounts, so you can do the math. $5,000 times 3, $15,000 on the month, and we've only had 4 trading days. And by the way, I do alert every entry and exit that I take in real time live right in front of you, just like you see on all my videos inside of my VIP Discord. Just click the link in the description to upgrade. So again, this was a perfect example on how to use wave whenever we're having a fake out day. When we see a fake out move getting all the people to start selling at open, the wave was able to save us and show us that puts were going down. So we did not see any confidence in taking any short or downside positions, and we stayed away, and patience absolutely paid. Just to give you all kind of a look at what our members are seeing with this strategy. Now, not everybody uses my strategy, or, a lot of people will have their own strategy with the wave, which is what I want to happen. But the consistency that we're seeing by being really disciplined and patient and waiting for wave to align with our trading strategy has really shown a difference in all of my students. As you can see, we have over like 54,000 people inside of the Discord. They're obviously not all our students, only the pay members are. But it's cool to see, their everyday movements and how they're growing on their accounts. So you can take a pause and look at some of these if you'd like as I scroll, kind of scrolling up fast. But our members are absolutely killing it, and I love to see them winning and using the wave every single day. And real quick, before we end off this video, the biggest misconception of using this wave indicator that I'm seeing as the owner of it, and people are giving me feedback and giving me, comments and tips, I'm seeing a lot of people that are losing using it. The people that are losing are the ones that are using it in the wrong fashion. They're not having a strategy with it. They don't have real technical analysis strategies using the wave and aligning it, they're just kind of blindly playing wave, whatever direction wave is winning in. That's the way they're playing it. It just does not work that way. It is just not that easy. You need to develop a strategy. You need to develop a plan and incorporate wave into that plan so you can see the data and have some backup to your confluence. But if you're going to blindly play wave, again, do it at your own caution. I do not feel bad for you if you lose money. This market is not that easy. You have to have multiple confluences for your A+ setup trade. Other than that, I appreciate all of y'all watching this video. Again, all of the links to get access to everything you want is in the description. If you want to get access to the wave, this is going to be flowtopia.co. It's going to be flowtopia.co. Go to that website, get access. We are going to be raising the prices as we get out of beta and start adding more tools and increasing the value within the site. Right now, it's $35 a month. Pretty cheap relative to our competitors, so go check it out. Would love to see y'all in action there. And again, if you have any more questions, just make sure you comment them in the comment section, at me on Discord, whatever you have to do to get my attention. I would love to answer your questions and help you out with the wave or with any of this stuff that I'm going over in this video. Make sure you leave a like on this video and make sure you are also subscribed and follow me on all socials. I hope you all have a great rest of y'all's day, and I will see you all in the next video.